everybody. This is Sunday afternoon, the 21st of July. In 10 days, it's my birthday, actually. Today is July 21st. My birthday is July 31st. So we're just 10 days away from me turning the big 4-6. It's a pleasant Sunday afternoon. The sun's not out. It's kind of a cloudy, overcast day. And that's kind of a nice change where it's not blaringly hot. That's kind of nice. So, Stephen, what do you have going on up underneath the truck? The 1996 350. What's going on with that?
I'm giving it an oil bath.
An oil bath.
Yep, Amsoil. Used Amsoil.
Used Amsoil.
Yep. Used Amsoil.
So you're getting like double purpose for something then?
I took and mixed in diesel, a little dab of diesel, and some used Amsoil, and I've sprayed down the whole chassis with it.
And what is that supposed to do?
Keeps it from rusting. That's what.
Oh. All right. Well, talking about chassis, let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I gotta go back to work and haul some chassis from Tulsa and Hopkinsville to, I don't know what the name of the factory is over there. It's going to a warehouse called Stryker.
That's in Bowling Green.
In Bowling Green. And I'll pick up the painted ones and bring those back to Tulsa and do that 3 times a day. $125 a load.
So this is Sunday. You had Thursday and Friday off, not because you were just sitting home, but they just, as we talked about in a previous video, the warehouse was full.
Yeah.
So you can't, if the warehouse is full, then you can't be hauling stuff to that. You can't take it if it's full.
Yep. Well, it didn't hurt my feelings any. So, anyway.
But you talked to Fred today, and you will be going.
I'll be over there first thing in the morning.
Well, maybe you'll be able to work 5 days. Hey, why don't you tell everybody?
What are you, a slave driver?
No.
Why don't you go over there and work 5 days?
Stephen, I didn't mean anything bad by that, okay? But actually, why don't we tell everybody about the interesting phone message we had on your voicemail?
That could be anything. That could be just a salesperson trying to get me to sign up for ads on Angie's List.
Yes, we have never advertised on Angie's List. Stephen has never advertised on Angie's List. So we had a mysterious phone call on Friday that came through on voicemail that is kind of unnerving and exciting and skeptical all at the same time.
Yeah, to me, I think it's just a scam. They just want me to pay them money so I can get my ad up on Angie's List. That's the way I see it. So.
But at first it sounded pretty legitimate. At first,
well, he made it sound like he saw me on Angie's List, and that he had some work for me. That there was a couple jobs that they couldn't get to, and that they were wondering if I could do them. And well, if that's the case, we might talk about it. But if it's Angie's List just trying to manipulate me to buy ads, I'm not interested in that.
No. But at first, the voicemail sounded so genuine because that's the way they do. They sounded so genuine.
Call me tomorrow. I'll be at work. So.
And said that, well, is this big? They thought they were asking, is this Big Belly beaver land clearing? We saw you on Angie's List, and that's suspicious because
Angie's Home Advisory and Angie's Leads is what he said.
Okay.
And so I looked them both up, and they're both advertising companies, and that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. It's an advertising company trying to get my money so they can put my ads up. That's what it sounds like to me. So, but if it's anything different, and they have some jobs. That's cool. Well, if they're jobs, we'll discuss it. If they're not, say adios. Have a great day. Thanks for calling.
Do you have any comments on the big news today about Biden dropping out of the race?
Yeah, well, what I don't understand is if he wasn't competent enough to run the race, why is he competent enough to be the president? He's going to drop out, and he need to drop out altogether.
You mean he should have already done that long before now?
No, I mean, if he's going to drop out, he needs to drop out of the whole system. Go home. Go sit on the beach.
Oh, you mean just to get out now instead of waiting until January?
Yeah.
So just get out. But then that would mean that Kamala would be the president until
She
January.
probably already is president. You just don't know that.
Oh.
Look at all the kooky things that have been going on lately.
Right.
Straight up out of San Francisco.
So that was today's big news headline. Is as of today, Sunday, the 21st of July, that Biden said that he is not going to run again. So that was the big news. And you know what yesterday was?
Oh, Biden.
Oh, Biden. And do you know what yesterday was? It slipped up on me. There was an anniversary, and I thought about it late last night. Do you know that yesterday was the anniversary of the moon landing in 1969?
The moon landing. The moon landing.
Are you gonna moon us, Stephen?
Oh, that's what you did. The moon landing. Did I land on the moon last night?
Stephen. No, it occurred to me late last night. As I was thinking.
That's awful funny that occurred to you late last night. That's about what time I came to bed, wasn't it? Late last night.
Stop it! Stop! Anyway, I was just thinking about the different things historically about the days, and I remember that July the 20th, 1969, was the supposed moon landing with Neil Armstrong.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering who was on the moon that was taking all those pictures of the first step on the moon for all mankind. Well, who was it that was taking those pictures of that first man stepping on the moon? I want to know who that was.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good question.
Who is that?
So would you say there's some real conspiracy there then?
I don't know. I wasn't there. But anything that comes from the government, I don't believe.
You were a 7-year-old boy. You had just had your seventh birthday when that happened. You had just turned 7 years old when the whole moon landing thing happened. So, do you remember watching it on TV?
Sure.
Well, hey, I was 8 when the Challenger blew up in 1985. I remember the Challenger.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it live.
You saw it? You saw the Challenger blow up live?
Yeah.
Oh. No, 86. That was 1986. I was 8 in 1986. That happened in January of 1986, the Challenger. So you were watching the TV and you were watching it and you saw it blow up?
Yeah, I happened to be walking right by the TV right when it happened.
Oh my goodness, wow.
I was walking right by the TV. I was walking by the TV when the Twin Towers went up.
So you saw that happen too then?
Yep.
Wow.
And I was walking by the TV, or actually sitting down watching the TV when I saw a gun come up about from here to you and shoot Reagan right in the rib cage.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that before. You actually.
But the very next clip wasn't the same. The very next clip, he didn't get maybe this close.
So hey, how would you explain the difference between the Reagan assassination attempt and then the Trump assassination? By the way, we were watching live when that happened to Trump last Saturday.
Yeah.
We saw that in real time. We saw you, AJ, and I saw that in real time.
Well, she's all lubed up now. So I take the Amsoil and I put it in that old Armor All bottle and cut it with about 25% diesel so it will squirt. And get it all over the chassis, up on there, everything, so everything underneath it is coated. And yeah,
Okay. Well, it looks beautiful.
it preserves the chassis.
It looks beautiful.
So look up under there, see? Let me show you. Let me so show you what it did. See, let me get my finger out of the way. So I oiled her up with Amsoil, used Amsoil. The whole thing is oiled up. And you know, when it gets wet, it'll wash a lot of that off, but it won't wash all of it off and keep it from being dry and rusty. So.
Well, it's a beautiful truck. It's a 1996.
You see the inside of it, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, did you clean that? Oh, wow.
I keep it clean. I don't cleaned it. I keep it clean.
Yeah, you do. You really do keep it clean. Steven takes care of his vehicles really
It's
nicely.
almost, it's up to 189,000 miles. Might be needing some.
We've had it.
Might be needing some injectors.
We've had it since July 1st
In the
of
next
4 years
year.
ago.
It might be needing injectors in the next year or two. No sign of needing them just yet. But well, there you go. That's the inside of the old girl.
AJ keeps a blanket back there because AJ gets cold. That's AJ's blanket. He gets
anyway.
cold.
That's what the inside of it looks like.
So we went to retrieve that on July the 1st, 2020. So we've had that for 4 years.
Yeah, I guy took it out for a test drive, and the steering wheel was going like this. I said, "Oh, it looks like it needs some work on the steering gearbox." "Oh, you'll get used to it." And I said, "No, I don't believe I'll ever get used to that." So I brought it home. The very first thing I did was bought a red top steering gearbox. Put that in. Put outer tie rods on, and I bought radius arm bushings, shocks, and inner tie rod ends. That's right. I put the inner tie rod ends, but I didn't put the outers on, and I didn't put the shocks on. I still need to do that. But she drives pretty good, so.
We picked that up in Hazard, Kentucky, which is eastern Kentucky. And
it's got a exhaust brake on it. I need to rehook it up. It's called a BD exhaust engine brake, and it has that on there. But the wiring here, I'll show you, ladies and gentlemen. I have never gotten around to it. But if I start hauling that skid steer around, I'm going to hook it back up because I'll need it, the extra braking power. So, let me show you. So, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, so, see, it's got this BD exhaust on there, exhaust brake, and the wiring, if you can see it right there, it was laid on the manifold right here, and it's shorted out and burnt, and so I need to reroute some new wiring on it and get it going again, so I can get that engine brake up again in case I start moving that skid steer around. Looks like I got a little snag on my belt. Might have to replace my belt. It's the only snag on the whole thing. I wonder how that happened. It's a brand new belt. Anywho, so yeah, I have to get that working again, and everything else works on it. The windshield wiper didn't work, washer didn't work, but I ordered a new motor and got that going. So that's the last thing I need to get fixed is that engine brake. And since I got a snag on this belt, I might want to order a new belt too. And them batteries have been in here ever since I bought it, and that was 4 years ago, to 417, and they're still cranking this dude over. So Gonna be expecting to change those out pretty soon. I hadn't fixed that light before. I wonder why it's not coming back on. Well, I took it off and fixed it, but oh well.
Hey, talk about the funny thing about that that sign on there.
What sign?
Right there, about our original YouTube channel name, and it's how somebody at church.
Oh, this guy, Galen, he comes out with a big, huge belly and walks by and goes, "Big belly rebuilds." I said, "Yeah, gotta rebuild that belly."
He walked out with his big belly hanging over, and he said, "Big belly."
He goes, "Big belly rebuilds."
Yeah, we've had
So-
name changes to our channel. Show the sign.
Yep, people are looking at it. I flipped it around. She laid it up on my forklift where it was laying on the metal, and it rusted to one side because of the moisture, holding down the moisture on the metal. So the back side of it's all rusty. So yeah, don't be doing that. That's our up-to-date date, and here on Sunday, July, almost over with.
July 21st. It's been a week since your birthday.
It's almost that time of year where we vote in our president, or the president that actually won the last time. So I guess he can win it 3 times. We got to do it with a landslide this time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun wherever you are. Don't get what did I don't get today?
You had the chassis thing going
Oh,
on.
by the way, I'm back on my diet again. I put on 24 pounds and my belly's been hanging. So I got to get that off of me. So I'm back on that again. So get myself back down in the 160s.
He was looking at the pictures from the videos and pictures.
So don't get big and fat and bellies like me. Don't get. So have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun. Don't get a big, gigantic, fat belly like me. God bless, and later.